You know, I had to come in here and just get it off, get my vibe session on real quick. You know how we do. What's going on, Skill Army? Mr. Skillman in the motherfucking booth again. I just wanted to come in here, you know what I'm saying, and get something off like I always do. You know, everything for the most part has been out fucking standing. If you've been catching some of the other videos, I just dropped a segment on, you know, the updates to the GOAT family. That's going along great. I never knew GOAT ownership could be so fun. I'm pretty sure I've got my own challenges ahead of me, but nothing that we're not prepared for. I think that personally the GOATs are actually doing already way better than the environment that they came from, and that's the objective. So it's been an honor. So honestly, I just wanted to come in here for a few minutes and get a rant off. You know, it's always different things going on, you know, in my day. And a couple things I want to definitely talk about was just like the challenges of being a very productive individual. Like, first of all, you know, in conversation with other individuals that, you know, consider themselves productive, or, you know, more so on the lender side and not the borrower side of things, I don't think, you know, many folks who find themselves as borrowers would like to blanket that, you know, everybody's out here struggling, and, you know, everybody, you know, is in disarray, and, you know, people are more so on the asking for handout side of things and whatnot. You know, at the end of the day, I don't like to call it handout. Anybody could always use a donation. You know what I mean? The idea is, you know, a lot of us like to put ourselves in positions where we're not one to be asking for no donations. Me personally, if you can't witness my drive and see my vision and see that I'm somebody worth investing in, and that matters to you, then you know keep your time, your energy, your efforts, your money, all that, because the idea is for me to be good without actually needing any help. You know what I'm saying? Especially like with my own means. I don't mean that by any, you know, cause or consideration where you find someone in a position. Ooh, excuse me. You find someone in a position where, you know, a hurricane or a tornado, or, you know, they've had their information hacked and their whole bank accounts drained, and, you know, it's just things that happen outside of people's means. But other than that, man, it shouldn't really be no reason out here for you not to be able to live within your means at a minimum. You know what I mean? And I just think the idea of what living inside someone's means are just absolutely delusional in a sense to most people. But yeah, so even then, I might get into a couple little topics here. I'll end up hopefully separating those, just hanging with me for a little bit. I plan on not being on here too long because I got other things I got to do. Just wanted to definitely get in the booth and check this off. By the way, if you haven't already, like and subscribe to the channel. We are up and coming over here on Skillman's Post. I got all kinds of various content. Everything is just coming to fruition. This is coming into the end of 2024, and I got great things coming. The channel should continue to evolve and mature, even just me upgrading in the next 30 days my internet coverage, and I've got excavators coming within the next 30 days. I've got more fencing materials and more actual work on the property coming in the next few days. I got hopefully to be the baddest red fishing content season coming up in the next 30 to 45 days. So it's gonna be sick. Make sure y'all stay tuned. Make sure y'all share these motherfucking videos if it strikes a nerve, if it's something that might be beneficial, if you got questions, if you want to have a debate on something, like I said before, hit your man up, Mr. Skillman, and we'll go from there. My goal is, once I put 100 videos, or I actually have over 250 subscribers, I will then add like email address so folks can contact me directly, and we can really continue to get the ball rolling. I have more of my own personal reaction videos and things like that coming, so just stay tuned. But tonight what we're going to also talk about is, you know, like I said, being a productive individual and somebody who gets it out there. You know, we have to always expect that we're going to be alone. You know, it's a long road. You know, we might have people that we care about, or people that we're taking care of, or we're responsible for, and people who have also help put us in the position to be able to be that productive individual. But I'm willing to go out on a limb and bet that, you know, most people who are very self-sufficient and productive, we don't expect any help. We don't expect anybody to carry the burden or the load with us, you know. So we just appreciate those who recognize and jump on board, regardless, you know, who can really see our worth without having to say. You know, we rather our results, and we rather our energy be the driver of those who are really supporting and lobbying for us to continue to be better. And you know what you'll find is, I was having a conversation with a friend of mine, and you know, it's good to share energy with folks who are, if they haven't even gotten to certain levels of understanding as far as, you know, the road to not being successful, but to being very self-sufficient and being able to, you know, start building your kingdom of peace of mind. It's only going to be a few people who really have experienced that and know how to deal with it, and can share information and share their testimony and share their experiences with each other. And you know, the benefit of the idea is that these people genuinely, you know, at heart want you to get to your level of peace of mind. They understand the value of it. So in many realms, we're very like, hey, I'm cautious. Like, I might look like I'm risking, and I might look like I'm dibbling and dabbling, and I might be out here doing this and doing all that. But at the end of the motherfucking day, ain't nothing gonna jeopardize my peace of mind. It's like I say, it's hell and high water. Like, no human being, nothing you can say. You can't tell me my mama's ugly. You can't tell me, you know, this happened. You know, my child is this and whatever. As far as on some dumb shit, that ain't happening. Now, listen, I don't like to bring in situations like on some real malicious stuff, because this shit actually happens. You know, your child gets abducted or kidnapped, or, you know, like I said, you get into, you know, a terrible vehicular accident, or, you know, you fall off a ladder, or, you know, your old lady goes out there and you know, rides the carousel, and, you know, or takes you in some kind of fucked up divorce when you thought it was. I mean, a lot of times things, you know, come up, and they are the most magnificent monkey wrenches that could ever be thrown in your motherfucking mix. But also how you're set up and how you're situated, and the things that you're dealing with, and the processes that you go through will still put you in a place much more physically, mentally, spiritually, socially, economically, the whole nine, to where you can be able to handle those things, or put yourself in the lowest risk factor for certain things to happen. You know, it's like when you with somebody and they always keep having bad shit happen to them. I mean, all kinds of shit, like just bad shit after bad shit, bad shit after bad shit, bad shit after bad shit. You know, I say, you know, most of the time that's on them. Like I don't. It's not even made in the universe for so much bad shit to just continuously happen. You know what I mean? It may be seasonal, and you might need a conscious mind to actually understand what's going on. But for the most part, if you got somebody around you and a whole bunch of bad shit keep happening to them, and especially when they start acting like they trying to, you know, touch your energy or reach out to you, or, you know, you find yourself trying to always manage or take care of them, you better consider running in the other fucking direction. You understand what I'm saying? Even then, when I was talking to my friend, we was talking shit like, you get to a point where you got to be careful, because you can only share parts of your story or progressive story, and, you know, about really getting after it with those who understand what it's like to get after it. Because if you come in announcing, you know, how much money you make and really how productive you are, like I tell people, I'm a light to some and kryptonite to others. You're gonna be a light to some and kryptonite to others. But sometimes you gotta be careful, because, you know, we are every day finding ourselves amongst more moochers, amongst more beggars, a bunch more lazy ass, manipulative, not wanting to motherfucking be a part of the big picture motherfuckers, right? And they will latch onto you, and sometimes just because they may not have the resource you have, or they might have that same drive, what they are masters at is latching onto and manipulating motherfuckers like you who take it upon themselves to make a way. Because if they know that they can get your breadcrumbs from you making away, eventually they'll be able to put themselves a couple pieces of bread together and make their own goddamn sandwich, and they ain't even have to do nothing. And then you'll find yourself going through your pantry, looking through your loaf of bread, and you missing a couple slices. So you got to be careful about announcing or proclaiming or wearing your skill set, your drive, how much money you make, your ambitions, your goals, your accomplishments, things of that nature. You got to be real careful about where you disclose or how you disclose that information to certain people in certain environments, because you may be walking into the midst of folks who are really, it's like sometimes some of these motherfuckers is second nature. They don't know nothing but how to mooch off a motherfucker. Like, and you would think that if they broke, they would be rich, because if they could somehow hone that motherfucking energy into harnessing money, and a lot of times people do, like they do. They might be fucking scrupulous as fuck and diabolical in the next in a whole bunch of ways in their life, but them motherfuckers can take that same manipulative art and they can come up on some change. Well, your change. You understand what I'm saying? So, but they almost find it second nature to, leech on or latch on to you and your resources, your time, your energy. It could be something. It could be what you don't understand. It's always bigger than what they make it out. Let's say it's a Wednesday night, you off doing your thing, work your whatever, you whatever, you got, this and that, and they might consider themselves associate or friend, or they find a way to reach out to you, and it's probably you're relevant or you're forward in their thinking because you recently announced that you just got a bonus. You recently announced that you was on something else and whatever. Even then, 6 months prior, you could have been the ugly duckling. Now, 6 months after you've been applying your diet, applying your exercise regimen, getting a lot of bad energy and a lot of bad stress out your life, now you just a more attractive person overall. So they'll now want to reach out to you, you understand what I'm saying? Because to get some of your light, to get some of your energy. Like the ugliest chick in the room ain't so she could be, she ain't so ugly when she's around a bunch of attractive people, if you understand what I'm saying. Like, what I'm saying? She without anybody around her, she's just mediocre. He or she is just mediocre. But boom, in a group of attractive individuals, they're just like, man, it's almost like you're grouped by your environment, or birds of a feather flock together. So, they may have been flocking over here in this environment with the motherfucking enemy, with the scallies over here, and then now that you upgraded, you upgrading and separating yourself, but you ain't quite distance yourself enough, they can actually latch onto you, and now they can absorb your attractiveness and your energy and things of that nature. And you, a week ago, just because you normally find it easy to, or you feel like you need to express, your happenstance, or the things that you're accomplishing, or things you did, or how many hours you worked, or how much money you made that month, or how many errands you ran, or how wonderful XYZ happened, and you done met your dietary goals and shit like that. You done said that a week ago, but now it's forward in their head, and you're the prime newest kid on the block. You fresh meat in their head as far as fresh energy drain potential, and they are coming the fuck after you. And it don't take much. Let's say it's a Tuesday, like I was saying, or Thursday, and they've already manipulated, went through their strings, and they went through their group or list of people to be manipulated, and now it's your turn. So they're gonna sell you that same sob story, almost like that same fucking speech Kamala be giving and all them. They're gonna sell you that same speech. All right, that same concert that you could go to LA. They was in LA the night before. All right, then 2 days before they was in LA. Then they was in Detroit. Now they in Atlanta. Guess what? It's the same fucking performance. So they got a ride from Tim on Tuesday, and they got a ride from Sarah on Wednesday. They borrowed $40 from Tim on Monday. They borrowed $80 from so-and-so and got lunch and with leftovers to carry them to, now they out, and you're next on the fucking list. So they gonna run that same fucking speech They gonna run that same fucking sob story to you. You're forward on their list. Yeah, so and so said they got that bonus. Yeah, so and so looking good. She feeling good. She probably, if you're feeling good and you looking good and you being good, you probably got some extra dollars, and that's real good. So it don't take much. You know what I'm saying? You already won a 20, so I ain't gotta ask you for the whole 20. I can just ask you for 5, and since I done got 5 off the last 20 motherfuckers, I'm doing pretty fucking good. You understand what I'm saying? And I ain't had to do much but give you the same fucking speech, the same fucking story. You understand what I'm saying? So it's important that, like I said, when you're on your mission, out here doing it, you got to recognize that it's a lonely thing. Like it's a sole proprietorship, man. You got to keep a lot of your ducats to yourself. You can't tell everybody. You can't tell everybody, every fucking step of the way. You can't keep coming in here, especially if you really ain't. Sometimes you gotta be careful, because some people who aren't quite there yet, they don't understand that them doing that, I personally believe it's a coping method. You gotta you can't be too excitable even in your own whatever, because that's what a lot of times people who ain't about getting it, they don't understand. Like the endorphins, the excitability, the accomplishment, the sense of accomplishment that comes from doing the small things. And at first you're like, man, I can't even see how this shit going. I like myself. Hey, it's just me. I choose to do my endeavors by myself. I'm not hiring nobody. I ain't trying to have no whatever. I can go hire a crew. I can get it done overnight. But to see how things, and also to not overextend yourself, to not put yourself in a situation where you're spending all your money at one time, or you're putting all your eggs in one basket, or exhausting your physicality on one particular project. So you build it a little bit at a time. You know what I'm saying? You do it a little bit at a time. One fence post here, one fence post there. All right, well, I'm gonna bring the concrete out today. Fuck it. All right, who's gonna have 3 good days of good weather? Okay, well, these 3 days I'm gonna dedicate to this section, and guess what? This section only. That's it. I could go into the next section, but I'm not. All right. It's almost like what I've learned at one point about when it comes to managing a lot of things and whatever. You really have to be mindful about over concentrating your forces. You can't just put all your energy on one thing. You gotta have a deadline, and really just more so focus on meeting the smaller deadlines up until then. You understand what I'm saying? So if I say I'm gonna I do my measurement overall, and I got 300 feet of fence to build. I got 300 feet of fence posts I gotta build. So let's just say I gotta put 30 fence posts up over the course of 30 days. So with that being said, if I put 3 up a day, you understand what I'm saying? It's only gonna take me 10 days. If I get back behind, I can kind of move my slide, my schedule around or whatever. I don't want to exhaust all my resources, my means and everything, my energy on trying to get it all done in a day. I'm good. Like I can get done in a month. Everything is still according to the deadline, and it's only gonna take me 45 minutes casually to put 3 posts in a day. You understand what I'm saying? And I'm still being productive. And before you know it, a week goes by, whatever, and I'm just slowly seeing the magnitude and how things are going. And even then, I have to be careful. Don't tell nobody that shit. Don't tell nobody nothing. Don't tell nobody shit until after it's done. Because it ain't that, you putting yourself out to be a target or whatever. It's like they can't handle it, but you're not ready to handle that yet. It's almost like, yielding great power comes, with great responsibility, so to say. You understand what I'm saying? Like, it's like they see you powering up. You know what I'm saying? It's like you just harness this power. It's like, every Marvel movie you see with the Spider-Mans and the whoever's and the Iron Mans and the Hulks and whoever, like before they know how to harness their power, they going through hell. They breaking shit, they experiment, they motherfucking don't know what's happening to their body. They can't tell nobody, feel all crazy and shit. They step out, think they gonna fly, and the shit start working, but then it start malfunctioning, and they crash through a building window. They don't show it on the TV, but somebody gotta pay for that fucking crash ass goddamn building they just fucked up. You know what I mean? So it's the same way in your life. You might come into a situation and you don't know other people. As you harness your own mental stability, you harness your own mental capacity, you harness your own mental efforts and potential. Some of the people that's around you and coming up, and you got to be able to identify, the manipulators and the moochers and all that kind of shit. They're not ready to go there with you. Like as soon as they find out your boat is floating like a motherfucker, they trying to, even inadvertently, they trying to put holes in it. You know what I'm saying? They trying to have you carry them some kind of way. And That can't happen. You know, you got to get to a point where, like I said, your cup's got to spill over, and then you find yourself floating, you know, in a space where you have enough peace and you have enough resources, and your engine is kind of just running on its own. And then you can tell them how you can give them the blueprint. Then, you know, you've got to figure it out at that point. You know what I'm saying? You know, you've at that point you've separated yourself from allowing them to mooch off your efforts. You know what I'm saying? Like the mooching moment is done. Here's the blueprint. I'm good. I have finished this textbook. I have finished this chapter. I have graduated from that class. You are just now signing up for the class. The best I can do for you is here. You can have my old book. It's up to you to go through the book and finish whatever, but I'm not about to allow you to go through that book and then you got to call. I'm not giving you no answer to that. I had to figure it out. I figured out. Call me. If you run into any speed bumps, I can help you or whatever, because I'm busy. I graduated class, I mastered class, got an A in that class. We're good. I'm in a position. I'm qualified now. I am secure in my energy, my mental, my spiritual, economical, my whatever you want to call it. I have got my bumps and bruises. The best I can do is to help you not have your own bumps and bruises. So with that being said, I'm going to leave it right there. Do not forget to like and subscribe to the motherfucking video, people. Like I said, it's still up and coming. I appreciate every bit. You know, that would potentially hit the algorithm as this continues to grow. You know, with anything, it's always a slow start and then it turns into a snowball. And, you know, my intentions are always to continue to add some value, or to help somebody, or to strike a nerve, or to, you know, hopefully touch a talking point, or show some things that, you know, even in my own life, you know, it can be done. You know, I'm the kind of person to dare to be different. You know what I'm saying? I am one of those true jacks of all trades, you know, able to blend anywhere, able to go anywhere, able to be a chameleon. You understand what I'm saying? And ultimately I am grateful, and I am just blessed to be in a place to where I can do things like this in my free time. At the end of the day, I'm having fun. On one sleeve, I don't give a fuck, and on the other sleeve, I'm probably the biggest asshole that is willing to help somebody more than the biggest asshole, you know, whatever you want to call it. But I appreciate y'all. I appreciate everything. I appreciate the time. I appreciate if you click, scroll, and don't give a fuck. It is all good. But please like and subscribe if you found anything valuable in the video. Like I say, struck a nerve, want to share. Once again, Skillman's posts. Until next time.